Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
You cannot go.
baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Where does the fault lie on you? Hey family, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for showing on up. Zena's in the building. Is that Nisha Foster is in the building? Thank you guys for showing on up. I know there's more in the building. You guys come on in and say hello to everybody. We're talking about Jarvis this evening. You guys, there's some things going on. So people were reaching out asking, well, what does this mean? Hey Pooh, how you doing? They were saying that, like it was just, it is a done deal. Jarvis has pleaded guilty to everything to cut a deal. So what is he getting? 25 to 35? I think he's getting 35 to life. I'm pretty sure of it because I'm looking at some numbers and I got a 35 and a 42. 42 is his age, so 35 years is his what he's gonna do. And then that comes out to 77. He will be 77 years of age before he can get out. But then you got good time, and then he's did time in the county for what he's been in there since, what is it, 2 years now. She came up missing in 24. They arrested him in 25. Isn't that right? They arrested him in 25. She came up missing in 24. She came up missing in 24. He went to court in 20. He didn't go to court right then. So he's been in jail for almost 2 years. Or 2 years. He was arrested in 24. So yeah, he's been in jail for 2 years. Thank you, Miss Minnie. And so he's done did 2 years, pretty much. I think it was March or something like that is when they charged him. So I mean, he was arrested February was when his friend got arrested. He was already arrested, but he was not charged yet until maybe March. Because remember, it was Valentine's Day when they picked up his friend. And so anyway, you guys, so we were going to come on Monday, but I had some legal stuff came about, and I was so angry. I just said, let me go to bed. Let me go to bed. I thought everything was done and everything was going to work out. And, either, hey, like somebody needs to be paying me my money or give me the house or get out or whatever. None of that take place. So you guys, I thought it was a done deal. Before Monday, we was like, yeah, but nah. So I still got like legal matters still pressing to try to at least, I don't know. I'm like, I don't even want to say. But I'm going to tell you guys something. I want you guys to understand something. Sometimes you look at things and you just think that it's it, and sometimes, you do have to fight. You do, regardless if you got a small hand, you still can fight. You know what I mean? So, yeah. She said, your car is slick and classy. Ah, thank you, Lordy. Lordy Ma, Lordy. Lordy Ma, what is that? Lordy Marty. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Miss Capricorn. How you doing? Nice to see you in the building. So anyway, Jarvis, you guys, has pleaded guilty to all of the charges. And some people, and to plead guilty, he would have to say or tell them what actually happened. Now, we did not get to hear what actually happened. We did not get to hear it. I know. I don't know if you guys heard it. If you guys heard it, let me know in the chat that you heard his whole submission to all the charges. But the word is that he said that he threw her in the river or whatever, or something of that nature. Scared of what Shannon was going to tell, now he's pleading guilty. Shannon ain't going to say nothing. Shannon ain't going to say nothing. Renee, Shannon's not going to say anything. Why would she say anything? I mean, you may want her to. We may want her to say something. I mean, to say anything would incriminate herself. She's not stupid, you guys. Shannon's not stupid. All she know is they had a niece uncle relationship. She acts like she don't have a clue when that girl knew he was having a relationship. She knew. You guys, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. And it is very hard for people to get in the minds of people that are liars. We want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Then when they say something, we know it's not true, but we want to be argumentative of the fact that it's not true, and we don't even have no facts. But we do know that it's not true. And then that's one thing that gets us in trouble is we just don't have the facts. Because everybody has an opinion. And then some people's opinions are stronger than other people's opinions, and you know, they want to bogart your opinion with their opinion, and you may say, okay, well, I mean, we still don't agree, but at the end of the day, we don't have to agree. Renee says he's hearing stuff just like us. They're saying she's got immunity. If so, that's why he plead guilty, is what I'm saying. Oh, well, you know. Sometimes the state or the prosecution will give a person immunity if they come out and tell what they seen, heard, or know. So that can be true. It can be, but she don't need to have no immunity now because she ain't said nothing. And so that's why you're saying he was scared of what Shannon was going to say. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. And you know what? Yeah, that could be true. Like I said, no facts. But that is something that people are saying. But you know, I was looking at, and I'm going to tell it to you guys. It was another broadcast, but they did shout out the original content creator. And I'm going to share with you guys that Jarvis's brother, his name is Ian Butts, came on a podcast. The podcast name is The Truth with SK. If you guys want to check out that guy's podcast with Jarvis's brother speaking about Jarvis. Now, at the end of the day, you guys know that we did talk to Jarvis's sister when this case was ongoing. I mean, we literally spoke to her, and we had a long conversation, about 3-4 hours, maybe more than that. And so I was thinking, man, you know, maybe I'll reach back out to her now that it's done deal. And she did say that she would probably talk to us. But I mean, you know, when I was driving home from work, I thought about, I can't even remember her name now. You guys could put her name in the chat. I won't just say his sister, but I'd have forgot her name by now. Like I talk to so many people, and my memory is not that sharp anymore. It's just not the sharpest pencil in the box. But and we had a long conversation, and you know, I felt some pain for the sister, and it was a lot of pain I felt for her, because she got on that stand and she cried. When she looked at him, she just shook her head, and the tears, and she was, you know, she was kind of like, why? Or like, Ninja, you got me in this mess. Yeah, Tawana, thank you. Renee says, I'm in this I'm going to tell you what her name is. Yeah, that's her name, Tawana. We had a full interview with her. And the longer I listened to what she said and the things, and I'm going to share with you guys, because one reason why I'm not going to reach out to her, because when this case was ongoing, and I did reach out to her, and she answered the phone, and we talked, and this, that, and the other. I expressed to her, I wanted her to talk. I give her grace so she would talk. It said she get a deal if she testify. Also, Annette. Now, SP, does that mean it's open season to thoroughly investigate that family? And no, they're done. Lottie, Marty, they're done. They're not going to investigate anything else. They want the perpetrator, and that's who they got. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, really think about what you're saying. This is a black little girl. Okay? They're done. They're done. Let's talk real. Okay? She said it's called old age. I get that too. Girl, I've been having it. Shoot. I'm really starting to feel my age now, to be honest with you. But back to what I was saying. The case, they got the perpetrator who did all the damage. Now, to go in and say who said what and who didn't know, see, that is what we're talking about today a little bit. And the reason why, because I'm in a situation like that. I mean, it's very hard to get away from what you think and the facts. Okay? And the facts is nobody's going to tell on themselves. You know, Shanny's not going to say, oh, I knew they were doing something. Oh, I knew they was having a relationship. She done already showed you her cards. They only had a niece and a uncle relationship. And if she would have seen a red flag, she would have done something. DPD don't, cause they got a confession. They're ready to close the case. What are you talking about? It's done. You think Detroit Police Department is going to do anything further? See, that's okay. I'm just saying. This is the way that this was handled. Let you know it would not have been even looked into had not it start hitting, all over the world, national, international. She said, I can't wait for his explanation in court. He has said it all, does he not? Lordy, okay, y'all just didn't hear what I just said. It's been already explained. Oh, you know how I know it's been already explained? They already gave him his sentence. We didn't get to hear his explanation. You're not going to hear his explanation unless they were in court. But it's already been said what his explanation was. That's done. He's done. He done pleaded guilty. He done told them what done happened in his words, whether it made sense or not. The explanation is already there. You said ain't no explanation? No, I didn't say there was no explanation. I said it was already said. It's a done deal. Hey, Monique, how you doing? I see you in the building. In order for one thing you got to know, you're not going to get a sentence until the judge has already heard what the explanation was. And the state already agreed to give him the deal. Just like Corey, Jarvis done exactly what Corey done. Corey said nothing. Well, no. Corey said nothing. Corey went to court and trial. Jarvis is not going to court and trial. Jarvis went and pleaded guilty. His trial did not even get started. It was supposed to start at the end of February, like a February the 23rd, I think. And then it could have been pushed to March, but I think it would have started February the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. And I could be, because like I said, I got that old woman syndrome. OWD or OWS. Okay, old women syndrome. I can't remember nothing. And it tears me up. But I tell you what, like I said, you guys, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for some of the procedures that happen in court. You know what's done already happened. Pooh says, when was he officially sentenced? He was officially, okay, let's look it up, Pooh. Pooh says, I got a question. When was Jarvis Butt officially sentenced? It says, according to report, it says no, Jarvis Butts has not been officially sentenced yet, but according to reports from February the 12th, Jarvis Butt pleaded guilty to the second-degree murder of Naziah. He entered a plea on February the 12th in 6 separate cases. He is scheduled to be officially sentenced on March the 12th, 2026. Officially. The agreed upon sentence is 35 to 60 years in prison. You just seasons. Ha ha. Thank you, Minnie. Miss Minnie. So the agreed upon sentence is 35 to 60 years in prison for the second degree murder charge, with concurrent sentence of 10 to 15 years for the others. As part of the plea agreement, he was required to provide, listen, you guys, as part, because I'm reading this now because I ain't never read it before. As part of the plea agreement, he is past tense, required past tense, to provide a truthful statement regarding the location of Naziah Harris' body. So he has already probably told where the body was at, or could be at, or at. Right? The day he's officially sentenced will be the day we will hear it in court, what he's admitted to. Okay, got you, Pooh, got you. Yep, I'm in agreement with you. We may hear it, but it's already been said. And you know, we wasn't there. I wasn't there. So March the 12th, 30 days from the day that he pleaded guilty, but he's done already told him in court, and they done already accepted what he has said, because that's a part of the plea agreement. He was required to provide a truthful statement. They've already heard it. We haven't heard it. The day he's officially sentenced will be the day we will hear in court what he's admitted to. Well, he's admitted to such and such. That deal should not be agreed to unless that baby is found. It don't work like that. I can tell you that for a fact. I wish it did, because okay, let me see. This morning at the pretrial conference before Judge Nicole Hathaway, defendant Butts pleaded guilty in 6 cases with a sentence agreement of 35 to 60 in life. Second degree murder 10 to 15. 4 counts of second degree criminal sexual conduct and 10 to 15 for 1 count of third degree. All to be served concurrently in the Michigan Department of Corrections. His sentence is scheduled for March the 12th at 12 p.m. noon before judge. Defendant pleaded guilty in court 1 of second degree criminal sexual conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 to run concurrent. Counts 2, 3, 4 was dismissed. See plea from attached. Okay. Defendant pleaded guilty to count 2, second degree criminal sexual conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 years to 15 to run concurrent. Concurrent means at the same time. So when you're looking at this 10 and this 10 to 15, 10, it doesn't mean nothing. If he got the murder charge, which is 35, it's all at the same time, because consecutive means right after. Concurrent means concurrent at the same time. Current. Defendant pleaded guilty, count 1 for the murder, agreement of 35 to 60 to run concurrent with his other cases. Count 2, 3, and 4 was dismissed. Defendant pleaded guilty to count 2. Okay, then he pleaded guilty to count 1. All those to run concurrent. Okay, so they say, hold on. So this one was an 8 or 9-year-old female. Second, he pleaded guilty 2 of the second degree criminal sexual conduct, 10 years to 15. Counts 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 was dismissed. He'll get 10 concurrent. Then on a 13-year-old victim, sexual conduct, third degree, to run concurrent. Count 2 was dismissed. And then on an 8-year-old, 3 second degree concurrent to run. And then it says see plea form attached. Okay, let's get into that. Man. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Oh, maybe I can see something, y'all. Maybe I can. But I think it's just they just cut it down, and then this is the official paperwork. But I'm going to see if there's anything in here. Habitual offender, 4th offense notice, mandatory 25 years. That's count 3, 10, 15 years. If your plea is accepted, you will be given up any claim that the plea was the result of promise or threats that were not disclosed to the court at the plea proceeding, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. If your plea involves a statement by the court that it will sentence to a specified term. So they're just showing the plea agreement and the judge. Let me see what else. People settlement offer. 15 years to life. What is that? 15 years in lifetime. Criminal sexual second degree person under the 13. And then
Sentence agreed. Okay, so the sentence was agreed. Withdraw notice to enhance sentence. Habitual. Okay. Let's count 2 to 10. I'm trying to see if there's anything in here. I'm trying to see if you are not, okay, the attorney, defendant, Jarvis just scribble. 2/12/26. Wow. Even looking at his handwriting, he just scribbles. He's left-handed too. Sentence agreed. Withdraw notice. The people agree to dismiss count 1, 2, 3, such. Okay. And it just keeps going forward. People settlement. 2/12/26. It's just giving him his rights. That's all he was. All of these. I'm trying to see if there was something. Settlement agreement. And hey, Freddie, how you doing? Oh my God. Is she all right? Having a stroke? With your oldest daughter? Let me see here. Life, statutory maximum is life. And this is on the homicide, murder, second degree. Charge reduction. So they reduced his charges. Mandatory 20. It actually says mandatory 25-year sentence. That's what it actually says. The people agree to count 2, count 3, and 4. Abusive activity. First degree person under 13. No sentence agreement for a sentence. As count 35 years to 60. No contract. Okay, hold on. Some people wanted to know that. So this is what it says. As to count 1, 35 years. Now, this is facts, you guys. This is not me in my opinion, okay? So I wanted you guys, maybe we need to go back up and look at some of this. But this is what it says. The terms and conditions. I wanted to read this for somebody that was in the room. They wanted to know. It says, as to the court, as to the count, 35 years to 60 years. This is on the red room, okay? 35 to 60 years. No contract with Anita Harris or family of Naziah Harris. Agree to provide truthful statements regarding the body of Naziah Harris. It says no contact. It says no contact with Anita Harris or family of Naziah Harris. Agree to provide truthful statement regarding the body of Naziah Harris. Any restitution, if applicable, any other terms and conditions are set aside. Court costs and fines to run concurrent with the other cases, okay? And then they put in there, and case such and such, because remember they had to add that last case. So he had to agree to no contact with Annette Harris or family of Naziah Harris. So Shannon will not be able to chitter chatter with Jarvis. Goody. Good. Okay. Now, this is the one that says advice of rights. They checked these, the other ones they didn't. You have offered to plead guilty or nolo contender in this matter. Before accepting your plea, the court must convince that you understand the following. If your plea is accepted, you will not have a trial of any kind, and so give up the rights you would have at a trial, including the rights to be tried to a jury, checked, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, checked, to have the prosecutors prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, he checked, to have the witness against you appear at the trial, he checked, to question the witness against you, he checked, to have the court order any witness you have for the defense to appear at the trial, he checked, to remain silent during the trial, he checked, to not have that silence used against you, he checked, and to testify at the trial if you want to testify, he checked. If your plea is accepted and you commit misconduct before sentence, the court will not be required to allow a sentence agreement or evaluation. Misconduct includes, but is not limited to failing to appear for a sentence, violating a bond condition, violating a sentence or plea agreement, or failing to obey a different court order. If you are not a U.S. citizen, has your attorney informed you that your plea subjects you to immigrating consequences, including deportation? And you know what? And he signed that. So that's the only one. He signed them all, but let me go back one. Let me see if I can see this. Okay. Because I don't want to read the same thing over and over and over this morning. Okay, we know all that information. We know all of that. Okay. We've seen that. Okay. And we've seen all of that. Okay, that's it. That's it, you guys. Can we please have some prayer hands go up to Freddie's daughter? Yes, yes, yes. Which one was it, though? That's what I wanted to know. Hello, Freddie in the dark. Yes, I only have one. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Is she doing okay, Freddie? I'll pray for her. Is she doing okay? Is she all right? This case involved the 2024 disappearance. Well, okay.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Rochelle Graham. We begin with breaking news. The man accused of killing 13-year-old Naziah Harris has pleaded guilty. Jarvis pleaded guilty to her murder, as well as 5 separate sexual assault cases of 4 different minors. Naziah was last seen getting off her school bus in Detroit back in January 2024. Our Jack Springate joins us live outside 3rd Circuit Court in Detroit with more on his guilty plea. Jack.
Well, Rochelle, one of Jarvis Butts' conditions for pleading guilty to the murder of Naziah Harris is a truthful statement regarding her body, which is still not been found. Now, investigators did find the shoes and clothes she was last said to have been wearing as they conducted a search of the Rouge River near 7 Mile in Berg. That was shortly after she went missing, and they still have never found Neziah. Along with admitting to exactly what happened to her body, Butts agreed to a sentence between 35 and 60 years in prison for the charge of second-degree murder. He'll serve that at the same time as the other 5 cases he pled guilty to, which all come with a sentencing range of 10 to 15 years, according to court documents from Thursday morning. Now, when I called one of Neziah's biggest advocates, her adult cousin Roxy, and told her the news, she said I was the first to let her know and how shocking this was for her to hear. This is what she told me learning what really happened to Neziah would mean to her.
It's almost hard to grasp for air to realize that it's actually happening.
Okay, so you see, even the family wasn't even in court when this happened.
It seemed like it was never going to happen. It's a rush of so many feelings right now, but it's unimaginable because we never thought that it would happen.
Butts' sentencing is scheduled 1 month from now. That's March 12th at noon, right back here at the 3rd Circuit Courthouse, where we'll be waiting for answers to what exactly he did with Neziah Harris. For now, reporting live in Detroit, I'm Jack Springate, CBS News Detroit.
Okay, so now you guys know, you heard it like I heard it. He'll be telling everybody in the courtroom. I mean, like I said, the attorneys already know. The judge already know what he said, because at the end of the day, they can't say, oh, we're going to give you this. No, we need to know what you're going to say if we're going to be in agreement, what we're going to give you. You know, you can't just come up and say, she just vanished. We were sitting in the car and the light came down and picked her up and that's what happened. You can't, you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you guys, he done already told his attorney. He's done already told the prosecutor. He already told the judge, and we wasn't there to hear that. So we will hear on March the 12th what he say, which, like I said, we like right now, we don't know what he said, but it's the 18th and we ain't heard no information of finding some skeletons in the park or down the Rouge River or on the bank. We haven't heard anything. It's not stated if he can parole after 20 to 25 years and with charges running concurrently, which is all together. So all the charges that is 10 to 15 will be over after 15 years. Exactly. Yeah, but you know, like, I'm gonna tell you guys this. And you know, sometimes we want harsh hearings, like we want 3 life sentence. A person can only live once, and the only reason why they do stuff like that to make sure that if they beat one case, then they got to beat another case, and then they got to beat another case. But at this situation with Jarvis, and I'm not no attorney, you guys, so don't take what I'm saying to be factual. It's just through the years, just like you and I, we have seen things come and we have seen things pass. And then, you know, but as far as Jarvis doing 35 years to life, it's good. You're not going to get Neziah back as far as, you know, like, I mean, that's a body. I hate to say it, but she's gone. Her spirit is gone. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Period, point blank. That's all I got to say. But, you know, and if you've ever dealt with bodies or people that's deceased or they die, whether they die a minute or they've been dead for years or whatever, Once that body is cold and the blood is not running through there, they get hard as a rock, and then they get soft, and then they get hard again. You be like, you think that they don't be hard like a rock, but they do. They be hard. Like if you actually drop them, their body will like crack. It is so weird when blood is not running through the body, how it just locks up and it's just like a tree stump. I'm just saying. Hey, LaKendra in the building. How you doing, LaKendra? It's been a long time. Just been busy. My daughter is now a senior, so really busy with prom stuff. All right. I don't even know where my other phone is at. I done lost it. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. But I mean, I guess if you sentimental and you just want some kind of closure, yeah, we would. I mean, that's just like saying, hey, we want our bones. And I get it, because you're going to always have hope that maybe he's lying, or maybe he's really not telling the truth, and maybe she's somewhere, she done had this baby, and the baby is now grown, and and this, that, and the other. I get it. I trust me, if it was my child, I would keep hope alive. I really would. It's not my child, because now I'm on the outside looking in. And sometimes when you're too close, you know how some people say, you're too near me to hear me? That's what that means. Like when you're so close and your family, it's hard to take in what has happened to your loved one. But trust and believe. And I had to sit back, and what we were talking about was, so Jarvis's brother Ian came on this podcast, and I told y'all at the beginning, the family was not backing Jarvis up. The family had said they had nothing to do with him. They didn't want to have nothing to do with him. They wasn't supporting him in no kind of shape. They love him. And see, that was hard for me to understand at the time, because I was like, I think it's a little bit more to the story, and we're not going to ever get to know the truth. You guys, I'm going to just be honest with you. We're not going to know the truth. We're not going to know if she was given something, and, that's how she passed away, as far as was she given a drug to make a miscarriage or whatever. Because the only reason for him to want her to be dead is that baby wouldn't live. That the baby wouldn't live. And the only problem that they had at the time, it wasn't that, oh, he was like, you're cheating on me or such and such like that. SP, you sound unsympathetic. No, I don't sound unsympathetic. You think I sound unsympathetic, and at this point, kind of stupid. Okay, well, Sylvia Williams, that's just your opinion. Needs to spend life in prison without. Well, I didn't say he didn't. I'm saying that when people want to say, we want her. I'm saying, Sylvia, that you may not get her, and you're going to have to move on. Now, I don't know what's so stupid about that, but sometimes you're going to have to move on. And you know why? Because a person that's a liar is not going to tell you the truth. And if you're thinking that he's going to sit there and tell you everything so he can get other charges, then you're the one that sounds stupid. He's not going to tell he's not going to tell you the truth. Now, I don't know what you got out of that, but you can either kick rocks or get out of here. Period. Point blank. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for the stupidity. You know, I don't come on here to argue with somebody that comes in this chat. I don't know you from Adam. I don't know you from a can of paint. But you're being very rude. And people like you, I don't really conversate with because we get nowhere. We get nowhere. And what I'm saying is the truth. Now, if you don't want to hear the truth, you know, there's plenty more places you can go and hear and rah-rah and roo-roo and because it sounds really good. I'm spitting truth at you, and you're, you know, if you don't want it, only thing you can do, because, you know, physically, you know, you can't do anything, but only thing you can do is come in the same way, go out the same way you came in. You understand what I'm saying? I see death every day, pretty much. I'm a nurse. I see death every day. And so I'm not, unsympathetic to death. It's a fact. It's a part of life. We're all going to have to deal with it. We all got to deal with death, whether we get a body or not. It's not going to change anything if that's what it is. It's just like if your car breaks down on the side of the road. That's where it's at. You can't say, oh no, you're being unsympathetic. My car is a good car. It still could be a good car. It is what it is. It still broke down. It's still where it's at. So, you know, when we stop wanting to make things into a social debate about where your stance is or your opinion is, because this says SP News Nugget. It does not say Sylvia Williams. It doesn't say Sylvia Williams. It don't say SW. Because at the end of the day, and I try to make people understand that the closure process may not happen. Then you can sit here all day and say, well, we want him to tell us exactly where she is. We want him, and he shouldn't get this unless that. You know, rah, 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 rah. All in the motions. All in the motions. Like I said, no facts. He's going to tell his story. You can believe it or not, but I guarantee you they already checked into it. They ain't going to wait until March the 12th when it, like, let's just say, for instance, he, you know, his whole answer is going to be, I took her to 27th Street, and under this oak tree, I buried her. Okay? They're not waiting till March the 12th to know about 27th Street. They already know. They already checked. You haven't heard anything about any findings or anything, and they're still looking. That doesn't mean that they're going to look, and they're going to probably continue to look because one stipulation is it's supposed to be a truthful statement. Okay? Doesn't mean it's going to be truthful. It doesn't mean it's going to be truthful. So whatever he tells them, they're going to go by that, and then that settles that. That doesn't mean they're going to find her. But some people in here say, you're being unsympathetic. No, you may not get closure. Now, you tell me, because you done came in here and said something and then been like, Yeah. I used to do that too. I used I used to sit back in a room and I'd be like, I disagree with what that person is saying, but it was more in a room when it had to do with Bible studies or something. But you know, and I seen if I went in the room and I start saying, "You're a liar," you this, that, and the other. Hold on, everybody in the room start attacking that person or whatever, or that person can't express themselves. Now you guys got if you want to conversate with me and I can tell you what I mean, just let me know. I'll give you my number right now, and you can call me right now, and you ain't gotta type it because I know that I have more of an advantage because I'm conversating live right now. But just to come in and then throw something in there talking about you sound unpathetic and stupid. That's just crazy. And they probably have or will, Carla. They probably will have Jarvis or already have done it. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a lot. But anyway, let's get back on track. Cause see, it's just weird how I can have two people in this chat and we won't have people come in here like Sylvia and then say, you sound stupid. You sound this. Just yes, it was very disrespectful. Cause I ain't said nothing to Sylvia. I don't know Sylvia from a can of paint, and then she'll come in and it's probably and I guarantee you if you click on her name, it's probably a account that just opened up in the recent 4 or 5 days. Somebody trolling. Oof. Exactly. Exactly. Man. Cause they ain't gonna say nothing else. They likes to get in here and they get us all rumbled up. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't say anything else. But I don't know what I said to offend her other than they're not going to probably find Naziah. Now, I don't know what's so stupid about it. It's been 2 years. You get what I'm saying? So, here's the thing. If they do find her, you know, I mean, anything's possible. I mean, if, you know, if they do find her, which I doubt he's going to tell the truth. He's just not. But I guess y'all start believing someone that done murder someone. Y'all want to start believing someone that has sexually victimized 4 or 5 little girls. But now we're going to believe what he got to say. I was only saying that if you're old enough to get what I'm putting down, people are exactly who they are. Now we want to debate giving them chance and opportunity. A liar is a liar. A thief is a thief. A murderer is a murderer. That's what it is. And they all coincide together. They work for one entity. Now all of a sudden we're going to believe what they say? Get out of here. Get out of here. Sylvia, get out of here. Whatever he says come out of his mouth is not going to be the truth. He's got nothing to gain. Nothing. He's not getting out. He's not getting time taken off. He's done got a lesser time and it's still life. So why would he come out and say, oh yeah, she's on 27th Street underneath an oak tree? He's not. He's a narcissist, and he's not going to really tell us. So whatever he tells us is probably what we want to hear. Yeah, she's somewhere down by the Rue River. I threw her in there. And we'll be looking when she's probably nowhere near that. But since that's what everybody perceive and the attorneys perceive, which can be true or it cannot be true because the shoes didn't add up, and it's just weird, you know, and how all the evidence got spreaded around. So you tell me, you're oh my goodness, you sound unsympathetic. No, I'm a realist. Like I said, I have to call people's family up in the midst of the night and say, hurry up and get here. Your family's passing away. Hurry up and get here. Your family's on the way to the hospital. I didn't get a rhythm of life. I'm sorry to inform you, your loved one has passed. Who do you think is unsympathetic? Have you ever made a phone call to a family member to say something like that? So don't think I don't get it. Oh, it happens regularly. So it's just routine. It's never routine. I'm saying when it's done, it's done. There's nothing else. That's real. Huh. I quote what the Bible say. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. What is so ignorant and stupid about that? I believe that. Whether you do or you don't or whatever, that's on you. You think she's still in the body, then that's fine. Still think she's in the body. But like I said, the truth is the truth. You can't argue with the truth. And that's what we were talking about. That's why we came on here today. For the simple fact, and I said right at the beginning, we as people, especially older and knowledgeable, need to get out of our feelings and see what the facts is and quit debating our feelings. Our feelings, it doesn't matter how we feel about it. It is what it is. We're not going to get her back. Even if we got the bones back, we're not getting Nazaya back unless she is somewhere out there alive. But to wait on what Jarvis says is we're just waiting to see if there's anything he says that will that give us a, because we're always going to be in hope. That's one thing that Lord gave us. Hope. Ain't nothing wrong with hope. But when someone shows you that they are a liar or a thief, a murderer, a killer, molester, all of that, anything come out of their mouth, if you think it's going to be the truth, okay, I'll wait. I will wait. Because when people show me who they are, and Jarvis we already know who he is before he even pleaded guilty. We knew. We sitting there He taking kids out of school, the kids saying at the birthday party, and we done read the text messages about the love and this, that, and the other. We know exactly who he is. We know. But all of a sudden, we're now going to think he's going to tell us the truth. I'm telling you, this man got nothing to lose. You guys, he got nothing to lose. He's already in prison. Well, he's in jail, but he's there. He's got nothing to lose. And I told you guys this at the beginning. If they didn't get him for Naziah, they were going to tax him what he did to this child. That's 10 to 15. Tax him what he did to this child. That's 10 to 15. Tax him what he did to this child. That's 10 to 15. He had 4 or 5 already other cases that would have gave him 50. The minimum 50. And they didn't have to run concurrently. They could have run consecutive. They could have ran one after the other, and that's probably what they would have done. They wouldn't have said, "Oh, let's run them all together. Let's give him a break where he gets out in 10 years." So when people come to me and say, "That's just not enough time," I say, "Yes, I'm happy." Thank you, Freddie. I'm happy for the 35. Because of his age being 42, just like Corey, when he gets out, being 77, 70, yes, he'll be 77 years of age. He's 42, maybe 43 by now, 77, 78. Maybe he wouldn't even have those cravings. Nobody won't even look at him. He won't have too much Social Security or disability. And I'm going to tell you something. A life in prison is harder than life out of prison. Yes, known fact. We know that, right? Because you got to deal with stress all day, every day. You got to deal with life surviving situations all day, every day. Then you got to deal with the food that they give you. You don't get healthy sunlight and freedom. And there's so much. It's just a whole environment of living in a cage day to day for 35 years. It runs your body down. It runs your body down. So somebody out here in the real world where you got freedom to eat what you want to eat, go and exercise however you want, whenever you want, go to sleep when you want, take your shower, work on yourself, work on your health and everything, look good, get your hair cut, trimmed, whatever, watch a little TV, stress out, smoke your whatever, do what you got to do, because we're all trying to live healthy, whether we make healthy decisions or not, where we're living our life. Well, in prison, you don't live your life. It's told to you what to do. And being told what to do for 35 years is stress. You just don't even know. And then you've got other people taking advantage of you, stealing your stuff, and there's nothing you can do. And then, it's crazy. So if there's 2 people, one person in prison for 35 years and one person outside of prison, if you look at them and and after 35 years, the person in prison is gonna, have y'all seen what Corey looked like? And he only been in prison for what? 10 years or 6 years, because I think Cody came up missing in 2020, 4 or 5 years. Within 6 months to a year, Corey looked like an old man. At first, Corey looked nice. I was like, dang, he's a nice looking man. He came to court after 6 months, and Corey looked like my grandpa. I was like, oh my God, just face all sunken in, color just black. Like at first it was glycerin. Now it's just an ashy gray, look like a gray, dirty, dusty, death looking color. And you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. And just think, 35 years of that. Yeah, you want your cornbread? Exactly. Crazy. But I tell you, like at the end of the day, you know, uh, if it was my child, yeah, I would want more. I would want as much as I could. I would want more. But like I said, if we stick on the facts of things, you guys, he's gonna probably tell us what we want to hear, and then people's gonna run out trying to look. He's not gonna tell us the logistics of the whole situation. He's just not going to go off into details and say, yeah, she was having my baby, and I don't know if it was my baby or somebody else's baby. So we gave her some herbal tea that was from Kinjai or some or Dubai, and it was supposed to delinquent the baby, and things went south and she started throwing up. She threw up at school and said we put it in a drink and this, that, and the other. And this person was with me and that person knew about it, and we never made it over here to this house and we never made it back. And he's not going to go off into details because there's other people involved and they will go to jail also. So he's not going to tell us. He's just not. That's okay, Lisa. So, yeah. Anyway, so we have looked at cases prior to this one, and they all end like the same way. Like, yeah, we do wait to hear, and I'm not telling nobody not to wait to hear what to say, because anything is possible. All things are possible. And I can tell you one thing, though, that I seen that a lot of you guys didn't see. And I do share as much information with you guys as I get it. There's no confirmation, but if you do go to the hearing when he's pleading guilty and take a picture of Jarvis, somebody had told me that he actually tried to commit suicide. Now, I don't know how true that is because they don't tell us, yeah, we got him on lockdown or we got him in the padded room and this is happening up here and this, that, and the other. I don't know. I don't know how true it is. That's why I don't say too much about it. But when I went to the February the 12th when he was in court and took a picture of Jarvis, actually you can see it in the picture of this thumbnail, because I think no, I don't think that's the actual picture. No, it's not. I'm sorry. No, that's not the actual picture. Sorry. But anyway, I try to upload it, but nevertheless, I just whatever. But she said Vari beat him up. I heard. What do you mean? No. Oh, okay. I don't know, Carla. I don't think Vari can beat Jarvis up. I don't think. No. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you look at street people, Jarvis is a street ninja. Jarvis want to be a street ninja. That's like a grown man to a baby. Jarvis is still a baby, Jarvis actually told Vara one day to get in the truck or something, or stay out of his business or something. And that's what he did. He shut up, and you know, so that's just the way that is. So I don't know. Kenya and his family members said it on her YouTube page. I don't. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't believe that. No, I don't. I don't believe that. And the reason why, Carla, the reason why I said, yeah, the reason why I don't believe it is because he's a kid. He's a kid, and there was way opportunity. Vara is in jail, so he could have, yeah, but you know, hey, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I just don't think if it was a fair fight or something, I don't think uh Vara, I don't know how to say his name, could hold up against Jarvis. You know, I just, but if you catch somebody off guard, you can whoop that tail. No, you can. I'm not saying it ain't doable, you know. And they probably, sometimes people go in there and they be like, well, I gotta defend my sister, I gotta defend what you did, and catch him off guard and this, that, and the other. But you know, my understanding though is, here's the thing. Why I'm saying what I'm saying is because, and I don't know what Vara is in jail for, but like he's in a county jail, and they had took Jarvis to a whole different jail. That's why I said that. But anyway, what I was going to tell you guys before we get off of here is, if you go to where he's in court and he's entering his plea agreement, he does have these red, looking like strangulation marks around the back of his neck. So it could, like I say, when somebody tells me something, I go and I look and I'm like, oh, I do see that. Like he could have tried to commit, when, and that's something else in itself too. Like, we don't know where he's at, where he's feeling like, you know what, let me just tell the truth. I'm really sorry for everything that done happened or whatever. Da 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 da. Okay, that is a mindset that we're, like, you just said that you got caught. I mean, for a person to do this and do this and do this and do this, and you don't stop until you get caught. You just said you got caught. You got a problem. They can never, and that's what I told everybody from day one. You do not have to worry about Jarvis. They cannot let him out. He is a problem to society. Nobody's child will be safe if he was out here in the world. He's not getting out. I said that from day one. He can't. It's a problem. He's a problem. So, just looking at the facts, they had to make sure he don't get out, because even if they could not prove, they know that he was a pedophile. They know. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't just one child. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you guys, Jarvis is gone for good. He's not going to be able to hurt another little girl. We don't even have to worry about it. Yeah, I will be there to hear what he says on March the 12th. But ain't nothing good gonna come out of that. We're gonna be in the same place we are right now. You know, we're gonna be, and I'm gonna tell you something. You guys think, if anybody think I'm unsympathetic, trust me, I'm going through a process myself, being in the same place I was 5, 6, 7 months ago. So I know the feeling of all of this, and we're still at the same place we were 2 years ago. Not knowing, not satisfied with the answers, and feeling like nobody's taking the case to another level. Just sometimes we just want just a pinch of the truth, just a pinch of the you know where she's at, or where she could be, or what happened. We all want that. And I believe, and I told you guys this from day one, and if you don't remember, you can go back, and I told you guys, I said in 2 cases, and I also said it ain't came to pass yet, but I said in the Emmanuel with Jake, I said he was going to plead guilty, and I said Jarvis was. And I also said that on the case with Corey and Cody, we're never going to hear the truth. He may tell us down the road, but it ain't going to be no time soon. And the only way he's going to tell us down the road, I just don't think he's going to tell us down the road. I don't think Corey's ever going to tell us. But Jake and Jarvis, oh, of course. You know why? Because they, not saying that they sorry for what happened, just because, they know that they are caught, and they will probably get placed somewhere special, because a crime against a child. Sometimes they will put that in the stipulations of their agreement, that they will lock down their trial. They can go into some prison in Timbuktu where people really don't know them, hadn't seen them or whatever. Like, just say, for instance, they may send them somewhere in Wisconsin, but they don't tell the people why they're there, and so people don't know that they're a child predator. Sometimes that be an agreement. You guys understand what I'm saying? Instead of letting everybody know who they are and where they are, and sometimes they agree, just like in the little girl. Remember the little girl that her mother was in the Army or the Marines, Air Force or something. I think she was in the Marines. Yeah, she was in the Marines. And she took out the little girl. She took out her own little girl. And then one of the agreements was, I'm sorry, not on her, but uh King Hill. Was it King Hill? One of Anyway, either it was one or the other. One of the agreements was, and especially in the case where the guy was sitting on the couch eating cereal, ice cream, and the police officer ran in his house and shot him or whatever. See, all this stuff, when you look at these cases and you see what happens, sometimes they agree to put them in certain places, like, I mean, they still in prison, but they're in this prison or they're in that prison, or they're close to home, or they're close to a family member where they can get visitation so it won't be a burden for the family to come visit them. Or they'll agree to not, they'll put in hiding what their charges was and place them somewhere else. So that's all I'm saying. you know you know so anyway, I've never been to prison, so I don't know. I've never went to jail, so I don't know. But I mean, I know one time we were calling for his friend. I can't remember what his friend's name, Jarvis's friend's name is. But when we were calling for him, he wasn't in the county. He was somewhere else. And I think they said sometimes they put him in a prison environment, even though that they're waiting because their court case is so long away, that they have no place to put these people. So they move them around. Anyway, you guys, I've been on here longer than I wanted to, and I knew somebody was going to come in here and say, "You're stupid. You're this. You're that. You're this," and then they run out. They say something, then they run out. 9 times out of 10, that's usually another content creator. But no, I'm not going to share my findings. I told you guys that's why. I was going to tell you guys why I wasn't going to call the sister Tawana. That's when the person came in and was like, "You're this, you're that, whatever." But the reason why, because I thought about it and I thought, let me call her up and we can have this conversation. I was coming home from work and I thought about it. And I was like, "Oh, I got her number saved. Let me call her up." So as I got closer to home, I thought about it and I thought, this is hard. This is before this person came into the chat talking about you're unsympathetic. I thought to myself, I could call her and we can have this conversation live. But with now, like, she knew when she was on the stand, she knew. She knew. What I'm saying is, that's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? And she actually told me she could tell when he lied. But you know what? Sometimes when we talk about, grace and mercy. This woman literally had to come on the stand and be subjected to that was her brother, to a lot of anger towards her because that's her brother. And then, yes, and not only people question her involvement, because I even kind of was like, man, it doesn't make sense. You know, I mean, the way you backed your car in and da-da-da-da-da, you know, like, you know, everything just is always questionable. And that's fine. To me, it may not be to her, but to me, you know, everybody looks guilty to me. Like, tell us everything that you possibly could or would or should or whatever. You know, that's what we want. We want to know. We want to know if there's something we can do, some place we can look. Is there, you know, could she be alive? You know, we're all wanting just a something. And I thought, after she hearing this news, which she already knew how this probably was going to come out, you know, she probably knew. I don't know if she knows. I haven't talked to her since. But like I said, I was debating to call her, but I chose not to. So if that's not sympathetic, I don't know what is. But I don't have to prove anything to nobody. It is what it is. Like, you know, the people that are affected by this, they still got to live a life. And, you know, so I don't want to infringe on making their life more difficult when they hadn't done anything. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear what they have to say, or their feelings or emotions, you know? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but I don't think the conversation would really be beneficial for, because it's really sad, had this been my brother. So I feel for her that, you know, she has to go through this. So anyway, I chose not to call her. I chose not to call her because, you know, she's part of the key to getting him. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. To tell the truth, or not to tell the truth, but to even say he's guilty. Had not the sister be on that stand, I don't believe that he would have pleaded guilty in court. I don't believe he would have. Because that was the key right there. Because who's not going to believe the sister saying that she seen this child? You know? Anyway, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. It is 4:00 and that is late. So I will see you guys Friday between 1 and 3. Be good, be safe. Let's pray for Freddie's daughter. And Freddie, I'll turn my phone on. I'll give you a call in a minute. And I'll see you.